Hey, what's up everyone? Omar here, and in today's video, I will be comparing Zhiyun Weebill Lab and the FeiyuTech AK2000 side by side. If you're looking for such compact and small gimbal for traveling and for daily use, this video is for you. But why these two gimbals side by side? Alright, both gimbals share similar payload and both are suitable for traveling. And do you think any of them can hold A7 III with 70 to 200mm lens? We'll also test that in this video. But first, let's test both gimbals' stabilization while walking and running. I got Sony A7 III with size 16 to 35 f4 on both gimbals. Test number 1, walking. And test number 2, running. So FeiyuTech reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to test one of our gimbals? This is not sponsored video by FeiyuTech. So each gimbal has its own advantages, and in this video I will be honest with you. On this channel we make gear reviews, photography and filmmaking tutorials. So consider subscribing if you are new here. So as you may notice, the size difference at the moment. But that will totally change when disassembling FeiyuTech to the minimum size. Alright, so when disassembling both gimbals to the smallest size, Weebill Lab without the mini tripod can only reach to this size, which is small anyway. On the other hand, FeiyuTech AK2000 can reach up to this size. The handle is detachable, which makes AK2000 remarkably smaller than Weebill Lab for packing and traveling. Both gimbals are suitable for traveling, but for a couple reasons, I don't really prefer using Weebill Lab on daily basis. Eventually, the hand grip is short and uncomfortable when shooting for a long time, while AK2000 hand grip is much larger. And that's offer a better experience when filming videos. It fits both sides perfectly, traveling and daily work. And what's more interesting about FeiyuTech AK2000 and the larger version AK4000 is that both are designed to be mounted on a dual handle grip rig, which is totally a different experience. As simple as it is, get the handle off, attach it to the dual handle grip in order to complete the loop, and the gimbal motors go to the cage bottom center mount. The other day I made a full video about FeiyuTech dual handle grip. Make sure to check that in the card up right. On the other hand, Weebill Lab has a fancy handle extension, by the way, and it looks nice. Sometimes I push myself to use it since it's there, telling myself why I'm not using it so much. It looks nice. So honestly, I ended up ignoring it since I don't shoot from a very low angle so much. And I can do the same movement with or without the extensions. And the battery are inside here, by the way. Both gimbals seems to be durable and built well. On papers, AK2000 runtime is roughly 12 hours, while Weebill Lab can run in between 6 and 10 hours. AK2000 maximum load is 2.8 kilograms, 6.2 pounds, while Weebill Lab is 3 kg. AK2000 including the batteries and the mini tripod weighs 1.5 kilograms, 3.3 pounds. The same Weebill Lab setup is 1.3 kilograms, 2.86 pounds. These are just numbers on papers, and I'm curious to test both gimbal strength in real world. I got the Holyland Mars 300 wireless video transmitter, and I'm going to test it on each gimbal. Which one do you think can handle Mars 300 properly? Eventually, Weebill Lab lost the game. I couldn't even balance the gimbal properly when Mars 300 is on the camera. While Feiyu-tech, which is rated to load 2.8 kilograms, not 3, can hold the camera and the wireless video transmitter as well. Balanced and worked properly. This surprised me actually. FeiyuTech seems to be more than written on papers, and if you are interested to know more about Holyland Mars 300 HDMI wireless video transmitter, check the links down below or the card upright. This is Sony 70-200 f4, and it's the lightest telephoto lens among Sony, Canon and Nikon. And we'll try to mount this little boy with my Sony a7 III on both gimbals. Telephoto lenses are quite longer than any other lenses, and that completely will ruin the balance. Let's check this thing out. As I supposed, after trying and trying, it didn't work on both gimbals, and I tried to keep the gimbal unbalanced and run it out, but it falls apart in a few seconds. Speaking of balancing, FeiyuTech includes a nice plate screw mount. I'm really a fan of it, which is eventually better than Weebill Lab plate screw mount. FeiyuTech plate is just locked by a couple twists, and no need to keep a coin in your pocket anymore. And when putting the plate in, AK2000 tilt axis has a slightly larger room for the camera. On the other hand, Weebill Lab features lock for storage status. So when the gimbal is not in use, it can be locked all the way for storage. I'm actually using Velcro strap to keep the other gimbal locked. Weebill Lab balancing is a bit easier for beginners, since each axis has a lock switcher, so the other axes are locked when balancing. Thus, you just deal with one axis at a time. I've been using several gimbals for a long time, and I can tell this feature is great for beginners and makes balancing workflow much easier. But it doesn't really matter if it does exist or not in AK2000 or any other gimbal, because balancing is balancing, and later on, when you master balancing, you just do it in 2 minutes or less, and you don't need the help of the axis lock. Both AK2000 and Weebill Lab have a thread mount on the side, joystick and follow focus wheel that technically work only when the follow focus accessory is attached. That's sold separately, by the way. Fortunately, AK2000 scroll wheel is multifunctional, and it's not only for follow focus. It can be set for tilting, panning, and rotation control. That can be set from the screen. Click, click, and click. And speaking of settings, gimbal settings and the switch modes are also accessible from the touchscreen. Settings such as calibration, capture mode, payload settings, and much more. The mode icon display name on the screen are tricky. HF for panning, TF follow mode, AF all follow mode, and LK is for lock mode. AF, the all follow mode, is for action scenes. The gimbal movement is really cool. And in the left pages you find camera controls such ISO, shutter speed, white balance, and more. Camera control. I can remotely control my Sony a7 III on Weebill Lab when connecting the camera to the gimbal through the cables that comes in the package, while the same setup with the specific cables that comes with FeiyuTech doesn't really function as it should be. I'm not sure if I'm missing something or not, but I've been trying and looking for a solution for a long time and still didn't find a way to make it work. However, the camera should first be connected to FeiyuTech app through Wi-Fi that makes the camera speaks to the gimbal Thus, we'll let you control the camera from the gimbal. So finally, if you are someone who likes to use gimbal smartphone app, Feiyu-tech didn't really work on my iPhone. I mean, Feiyu-tech app. It doesn't respond most of the time. I contact the support team and report the bugs I faced, hopefully get solved soon. However, that doesn't affect my workflow since all the settings and adjustments are available in the gimbal menu. So you can adjust time-lapse settings from the gimbal, which is in fact much easier to me than getting my phone and connect it to the app and blah blah blah. Alright, let me know if you have any questions down below and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe for more. This is Oma and see you in another one.